Hi, I'm Bruce Harvey, Director and Principal at Resolution 88 and a keynote speaker at FAusIMM's Underground Operators Conference 2025. I've had a very interesting professional career. I'm a 45-year veteran in the minerals industry. For 22 years, I was an exploration geologist, and for the rest of my career, I've been a social performance professional. Most of this was at Rio Tinto, where for 8 years I was Global Practice Leader, Social Performance. I've now worked as a consultant for the last 10 years, helping many companies get their projects permitted and achieve financing conditionality on ESG matters. I help develop and present the FAusIMM ESG and Social Responsibility Professional Certificate, and I've contributed to the recent updating of the JORC code, specifically the guidance on ESG modifying factors. I switched from geology to social performance because in the 1980s and 1990s, as a chief geologist for Rio Tinto in Northern Australia, I was spending a great deal of my time attempting to gain exploration access to Aboriginal lands. This was a very complex and often frustrating activity, and it occurred to me that gaining land access was going to become the key rate-determining step for exploration access and mine development. So I took long service leave and I completed an MBA with some additional studies in sociology, anthropology and behavioural economics. When I returned to Rio, I was charged with developing a systemic approach to gaining community consent and land access for minerals projects. And because of my scientific background, I realised that it needed to be an embedded business capability. And then I expanded the thinking to cover all areas of what I had started to call social performance. So then social performance has now been developed as a professional discipline. It's effectively the S of what is now known as ESG. Over the years, I've progressively expanded my understanding across the full portfolio of E, S and G matters. And then I worked to get this incorporated into FAusIMM's professional recognition and standards. Well, a key theme that I will address in my keynote at Underground Operators 2025 will be that all minerals professionals and leaders need a working knowledge of ESG to properly perform their roles and indeed to advance their career. A whole of business approach is essential to manage outbound impacts from our activities on our stakeholders and the reciprocating inbound risk that comes back on the project. The multi-factor risks that come from this lead to many projects not advancing to development, and in fact we know that the failure rate can be as high as 50 or 60%. So poor ESG performance can lead to the loss of social licence to operate, as it's commonly called, substantial penalties for specific ESG-related and regulatory failings, share price decline due to loss of market confidence, lack of access to lender finance and insurance, and an inability to attract good employees. Conversely, good ESG performance can lead to competitive advantage through being able to do all these things better than other companies. Underground operators may think that they are out of sight and out of mind, and that this has nothing to do with them. In Adelaide, I'll be setting out to dispel this notion. This keynote will be at the Underground Operators Conference. However, the material I will present there in Adelaide will be of interest to a whole range of people, including frontline operators, emerging leaders at operating assets, people in corporate roles, regulators, mineral sector consultants and resource sector analysts. I will be highlighting the ESG performance interface with normal working approaches at operating assets, including underground operations. This includes things like ESG-related risk assessment, assurance approaches, and integrated performance reporting. These are now all vital to gain permitting, finance, and insurance for minerals projects and operations. I'd like to invite you to join me at the Underground Operators Conference 2025 at the Adelaide Convention Centre from the 7th to the 9th of April. You can register to attend at ausimm.com, and I look forward to seeing you there.